Hi, welcome to the studio. I'm Lindy Witten and this is part of my Pastels for Beginners course. So last time we talked about the materials in terms of the pastels that we can use, and today I wanted to talk about the paper, which is sometimes called the ground or the support, and the various papers that we can use when working with pastels. So I'll start with what many people start with. This is a Daily Roni pastel pad, and it just consists of sheets of different coloured papers with a little bit of paper in between, so that when you do your painting you can then turn the page, start the next one with just some scribbling if you're just playing with composition. Here's a little one I did in Venice. So you can just keep using the sheets, and the tissue in between will stop it smudging. This kind of paper has a little bit of texture. Let's find a sheet that hasn't been used. Here we go. So it has a little bit of texture on there, which helps the pastel to cling to the paper. And on the other side it's smooth. You can buy various types of paper like this with a pattern on one side, a little bit of texture, and a smoother side on the other, and you can use either side. A little bit of texture will help to catch the pastel as it skims across it, and so we have all those different colours. We might want to see what the pastel looks like on there, so let's choose something nice and bright. So just a stroke of pastel. You can see how it catches the ridges in the paper there and gives you a nice bit of texture. Try another colour. We'll pop a green on there. Again, catches those ridges. If we were to turn the sheet and use the other side, not so much texture on there. So it's up to the artist what they want to use. So that's a good starting point. They come in various sizes, and when you're starting out, probably something this size is quite good. So we'll pop that one up there. The other basic type of paper that we can use is something like this. This is a Canson My Tints pastel pad, and here similarly we have a big range of colours that we can choose from to suit the painting we want to do, and it's textured, it's sandpaper grit, so you can catch a lot of layers of pastel on there. I've just got a little bit of some scraps here so we can see what that would look like. So again, it catches the texture of the paper, but it's not as geometrical as the other sheet, because it's grits and sandpaper. They're just all random dots of raised grit. It doesn't catch it in a very symmetrical pattern, which I think works much better, and it will hold layer after layer. So there we go, we've popped on a bit of red. Over the top of that I can pop in some yellow. We're getting a beautiful build up of colour there. We can go back in with a blue one over the top. I'm not losing any pastel dust. I can bang it, nothing comes off. So yes, here we go. It comes in the smaller sizes, which is good when you start out. You can buy it in larger sizes. Again, good colour choice there. And you can buy it in very large sheets. So something for everyone. There are other brands besides the Canson as well. Lots of choice. You can get white, you can get black, you can get a lot of shades in between. You can also paint on all sorts of other materials. You can paint on watercolour paper, because that has a bit of a texture, as long as you don't use the very smooth one. You can paint on masonite if you give it some sort of texture to hold the pastel. So here are some various different sorts of papers. This is just offcuts of mat board, which I have prepared with a ground, which I'll talk to you about in a moment. So if you don't want to use particularly buy new sorts of paper and you've got spare matte board card or other cards, you've got spare watercolour paper, you've even got old watercolours or acrylics that you want to paint over, or you've got spare pieces of board or masonite around from woodworking projects, you can take some of your clear pastel primer, you can mix into it inks, watercolours, any sort of pigment that you like to colour it, and just paint it over the surface, and then you'll end up with a nice gritty texture that you can paint straight onto. So here we go. Here's some matte board I prepared. And you can see you'll be able to layer this up quite a lot because the grit will catch. Here we go, a bit more orange on there. And it will hold a lot of layers of pastel. And there we go. It's quite a nice thing to be able to make your own grounds to use. You can make them in whatever size you like, whatever shape you like, whatever format you like, and whatever colour you like. So that's some of the basic papers that you can use. It can be a bit daunting too with these papers, that they come in such a vast array of colours. What do you choose when you're making a painting? How do you choose which colour to use? So I'll be talking about that next time. Nice to see you, and I hope I see you next time when we talk about how we choose a colour for a particular painting. Bye for now.